Alright guys, I think I'm figuring this out. 1 second. Video capture. There I am. Alright. This is fun. Technology. Alright. Let me get a couple things up and running here. Oh, Maxi Soriano, man. We are crafting a bunch of stuff. We're going to do some craft beer. We're going to... tonight is a light beer. I've only got 2 of them. So I'm going to have to be judicious with my my usage. I need to turn this down. Hopefully this isn't too loud. There we go. So yeah. Welcome everybody. It's 9 o'clock. I don't know that I have a set time for this. In fact, if you all have like a time schedule, some sort of thing that makes the most sense for this type of event, let me know in the comments, the chats, or whatever, however you want to do it. I really like the concept. We're drinking some beer. We're doing some theory crafting. We're crafting with both of which are exciting to me and are fulfilling. But I don't know when necessarily I will do it. I'd like to have a sort of regularly scheduled program, but I would love to see if you guys have, you know, thoughts on when you would like to see this the most often. I like doing it on non-GAC days. There's just so many streams that go on days that people are actually doing their GAC stuff. So I like doing it on off days, if you will. Kind of do some review, do some beer drinking, do some theory crafting. Obviously, there's a lot more theory crafting to be done in the world today. I know. Sorry, Lord Vader. Maybe it'll happen on its own like it did last time later on, but no sexy voice right now. So I've got a few things we're gonna run through today, and I just want to get some sort of publicity around things that have been worked on. A lot of people have been putting a lot of time and energy on Mon Mothma. We sort of touched on it last time I did this stream, and I think there's just been a lot more learning since then. I put a lot more investment into the crew since then. Why aren't we shirtless? I'll get there. Yeah, I know, guys. Like, that's the later show. This is the early show. Then the later show is where I get my shirt off. I do most of the streaming in the shower. No shirt. It's all fun. So, happy you guys are here. Thank you so much for being here. Let's talk about a couple of things we're going to accomplish tonight. And that way you all will know what we're going to do. First, we're going to talk about the beer. I don't think I spent enough time on beer last time, so forgive me. I think I kind of just showed you the beer. I didn't really articulate as best I could exactly what I loved about each one of them. So let's start with our first one. Then we're going to move into GAC. I know, you're welcome. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Lori, thanks for being here. This is the beer we're reviewing right now. It's a little bright. Let's see if I can get a better shot of it without the brightness. Hold on. And just block it out. This is called Half-Life. This is a really good hazy IPA. Hazy IPAs have been, you know, really trending in the craft beer community for, you know, at least the last year, it feels like, maybe even longer. Confused Potato, we're talking about this beer right now. It is a hazy IPA, and I wish I had brought a see-through glass with me. I've only got my Stein that I drink out of normally, so you can't see it. But a hazy IPA is very trendy right now, but I really do like them. It's almost like a orange juice type look to it. It's very dense. You can't really see through it. It's one that has a lot of body and mouthfeel to it. Like when you drink a hazy IPA versus a regular IPA, you definitely know the difference. And this brewery out of Dallas, Dallas has got a lot of breweries that have popped up in the last few years. This is called the Manhattan Project Beer Company, and so they've got a lot of they've got a lot of like engineering back, sort of themes to it. They're very simplistic in design. You can see it's just like the atomic bomb, and so their double IPA, the same thing. It's got a lot of those types of things. It's really, really good. So cheers to everyone if you're having a beer tonight on this Saturday night. Again, this is one of my favorites. It's got It's a little pricey and it's a little spendy. I mean, a lot of these craft breweries that are selling these types of really good beers that have really good ratings, I mean, you're going to pay 12, 13, 15 bucks sometimes for a 6-pack, versus, you know, one of those big pig boys that, yeah, I know exactly. They sort of all play on words there, confused potato about this beer, but little spendy, but man, if it isn't worth it. This one is not as high alcohol content as the ones I had last week, so I probably won't get too drunk. Fortunately for you all, I already drank 3 of them, so I've got a good buzz going already. This one's only 6.2. You will know this whenever you have this. They actually even show you what it pairs with on the back. This says it pairs with lemon, sun, and fries. Which that's probably more just marketing than anything. But either way, again, Crafts with Clash, craft beer. This is the one I'm highlighting right now. Ben, yeah, there's some beers that, I mean, you won't, those big ones you won't get for less than, you know, $30. It seems like they can get very expensive, but they're very good. I've got a friend that ages their beers, especially ones that are higher in alcohol content. He's got some that are running on 4 or 5 years now that, you know, they almost sell like wine. So, what's up, Captain, buddy? Smoking honeysuckle, good. Hey, Pills, buddy. Yeah, I will be starting a climb soon. I don't know if you're going to be on long, but would love to showcase some Mon Mothma stuff again tonight. I'm probably going to start that in, you know, maybe 10 minutes or so. So if you Pills want to join me for that, I would love that. For the time being, yeah, that's the beer. That's the first part of the agenda. Make sure we drink that. All right, cheers. So good, man. Once it hits your lips, it's so good. Awesome. All right, now we are going to do a bit of a GAC review so far. I don't know how you guys are feeling about 3v3. I feel like I'm getting lucky. I'm not necessarily winning out of skill for any reason. I've gotten lucky. The last 2 I have won. This one, I actually sent him a message because, like, buddy, what are you doing? He set up a you know, hey, Confused Potato, thank you for the question. I am actually going to probably set up a different tag for this type of thing, so people can opt into this. That, you know, the smuggler I usually reserve for like more, what do you call it? You know, server announcements, things for the Discord. I saw an argument the other day about, hey, is this the Clash Discord or is this the Scoundrel Discord? And there's some interesting and funny feedback about whatever it is. It's Clash of Scoundrel Discord. I don't know. It's an interesting, weird scenario where a lot of people that are streamers or YouTubers, they have their own Discord, and then there's faction Discords, and mine's one of the weird ones that's sort of a hybrid. I think, you know, Jedi Master Adastra does a little bit of the same thing, but either way, I think there definitely needs to be a different tag for this type of thing. I don't want to run people off that are there for just, you know, scoundrel content that don't necessarily want to see my ugly face. The Clash just so all right, let's get back to the GAC. Good question, Confused Potato. It's both, but here we are with this guy. All right, so you'll notice I did not full clear. They full cleared. I won because they made the error of not setting a defense on at least 3 of their you know, 3 of their things. So hang on one second. Make sure I'm still alive. Hold on. Sure didn't cut you guys out. All right, cool. Yeah, all right. We're good. I hit the wrong button. Okay. So yeah, so I didn't even full clear. They set both of their Galactic Legends, and I don't have to. I only have Rey, as you guys probably know. I don't have my first order is gonna be a while. And I tried to do I was able to clear this one with my Rey. I thought I was gonna be able to get through this with, like, you know, the sort of. It just didn't happen. His squad was too fast, so I didn't full clear. But it didn't matter. He didn't set anything in 3 of the other zones, and I don't know why. Some people, I think, maybe think that's all you need to do to win. But they're wrong. And he weirdly lost to my bugs. And I think he cleared everything else pretty well. Let me look here. No, he actually got smoked by my CLS on my Night Sisters. This is a pretty interesting one for 3s. If you guys aren't using it right now, this one's holding up pretty well. It's actually been pretty useful. If you have even the lower gear modded or lower geared Chupio and Cara Dune, if you've got a really strong CLS, man, that the stat sharing that he gives to everyone makes this really, really difficult to get through. I'd love to see what he ended up using for those four battles, but all I can tell you is that it's going really well for me. I'm sure the revives here, the stat sharing from Chupio, the AoEs, the constant AoEs between the two, all the counterattacks, the taunt. That's a really good use if you have them. Even again, lower gear, I think it could catch people off guard. My Night Sisters did their thing, of course, and then up here, I don't think he cleared this full out. Nothing special up here, just good use of his roster. Yeah, exactly. Kara's really good when she can counterattack and attack at a turn. That just makes it even more challenging to get around the taunt. So, yeah, that was my first round. I thought, again, lucky to get out of there. I think they should have won. This one, I actually talked to this guy. He's Norwegian. He's awesome. He and I messaged back and forth. He's actually in the Scoundrel Discord server. He and I both went through a full clear scenario. We also both only had Rey as our Galactic Legend, but we both agreed not to put ours on defense because I think we both just agree it's a lot more fun when you don't have to worry about that. Maybe there's a lot more strategy involved when there is one on defense, but we both said, hey, let's just play this straight up, keep our GL for offense, and put our most daunting defense that we would like to together. And I was fortunate. I came away with a pretty narrow win here, just 20 points. I was able to get a lot of under size victories in a couple of scenarios. I used my GL Rey on this nasty looking Revan right here, which I still lost. No, I didn't lose anyone, but I only think I got 52 points on it. JKR right here. I used GG on that one. That can be a scary one too. Over here, I did drop against EP. I tried to go in there with Kira, Han, and Chewie. I killed EP immediately, and then Vader just obviously did his thing. He took the next turn. He went off, and it was I shouldn't have used that. I should have used something else. I followed it up with Bastila Lead, Ezra, and Kanan, and that seemed to do the trick for me. These others were pretty straightforward. This Newt, that one can be a little bit of a challenge if you don't know how to play it, but I used gas on that, I believe. Up here, it was a clean sweep. I used Treya here. I used a Nest here solo. I believe I used a Wampa here to clear them out. Overall, the most challenging thing, I don't know if you guys ever see this type of thing, but man, his GK squad is no joke. He had these 3 up front, and then these were the reinforcements. I watched a video that Vega had sent me on best use there, and the number one sort of tactic I learned is sort of, if we're going to do a twill this week, I learned if you see a Rex in the opening lineup, I actually attacked him with my 5s first, and then he wastes his turn meter gain on Anakin, even though Anakin's basically already at full turn meter, and that really sets the whole thing in motion for you. If you target someone other than Rex with 5s, it can get out of hand. I just went full blast on the Y-Wing after that, and then bring in reinforcements from there on. So it's a really tough lineup. I was very glad I got through it. I still had a couple of reinforcements left, but if I would have lost that, this score would have definitely not could have definitely gone in the wrong direction for me. So I'm not a ships guy, as you guys probably know, but man, that was a really, I was very happy with that as a win for me. I took like 12 hours to think about that one in between my in between my attacks. And again, Jator, kudos to you, man. Great battle. Really good. My next one up, gosh, like this is the one that like I would have expected out of the first round, where they've got the double galactic legend. You know, they've got a good good galactic power advantage over me. I do have a pretty substantial mod advantage on them. I've got a lot more speed in general. I haven't set my defense yet, obviously, as you guys saw. But he's got the JKL. He's got everything you think, all the things that are scary right now that you were just like, how am I going to get through and around those? So, fortunately, his really overpowered stuff, some of the really overpowered stuff, like an R7 Kira like I have, he doesn't have. And he doesn't have a Relic 4 Cassian Andor or a Relic 7 Vandor Chewbacca. Yeah, so I will definitely be taking some time tonight to think about how I'm going to place the defense on this. I'm not going to I'm going to assume both these are going to get placed like I always do, which means my defense might get a little bit gimped, but you know what? I can still set some. I still have some ways to set some pretty good wrinkles in between now and then. So, yeah, he does have Vandor, but it's only geared 12. So, I'm not too worried about his scoundrels. These scoundrels definitely need some help. He's treating them like, second class citizens here. Let's see how he's modded. Hopefully he's got a. Oh no, crit chance. What is that? Hell. All right. Okay, at least. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know what his ATP is, but I'm sure it's not great. Yeah. So whatever. If he sets Vandor, good. I'm happy. I'm fine with that. That shouldn't be too big of a deal. So that is. I am now in the finals. So far this season, I'm 4-1. But like anything can happen. Everyone can. We can always have that go the opposite direction in the middle of these things. I can go 4-2 and then 2-4 the next one. So I'm definitely, I try to stay humble in these things. 3v3 is one I think favors my type of roster, where I've got a lot of random junk that that might throw people off in general. You guys see my favorites right now, what I'm really working on. I have Trey in there just because I feel like I should someday put Gear 13 on my Sith. That's one of those things where, as an anti-meta person, I don't like going with like things that I was supposed to go with, and Trey was one that left a really bad taste in my mouth. And so Kara, man, that's the one that's I'm really excited to finally get these last 52 shards on, because man, under Mon Mothma, and we'll go into Mon Mothma theory crafting in just a minute. We've got a lot of footage that I've shared over the last feels like just a couple of days on the server. If you guys are on the server and you want to ever take it out, yeah, I know, Captain, you've got your Sith, good for you. Congratulations. I know you're good at them. I come to you when I have Sith questions. You come to me with everything else. She's not there yet, all right? She's been sitting at Gear 12 forever. But, man, if I don't like Mon Mothma, guys, I'm really, really falling in love with her. I felt like, and I don't know if you guys feel like this. I'd love to know your opinions in the chat. I felt like everyone really jumped on Prime Force. Gar Saxon is like the one that's, he's definitely next up for sure. But I don't know if you guys felt like this, but I felt like everyone jumped on Pow very quickly. And I'm not saying he's not good with her. I think he definitely adds a lot. And I also feel the same about Hoth Rebel Scout, who I've slowly been, he's very easy to gear. Both of these are actually pretty easy to gear. But man, these two were the ones that got a lot of attention. And Bodhi, here's another thing, guys. This is just a little bit more of a rant. Bodhi Rook might be one of the like most sacrificial heroes in all of Star Wars, outside of maybe Kanan. And like he just gets no love. I really think he should have a lot more. He should have a much better kit. I rewatched Rogue One today, and damn, players like Biston, I don't even have him as a favorite. He has like one word, or if not any word in the whole movie, and yet he has a character, and we don't have freaking Beckett. Like, what in the tarnation? We have Pow, who has one line, and that line is, Sakala. That's all he says. It's Sakala. That's it. We have Beckett, who like was a critical player in one of the best movies that they've made, and yet we don't have him in the game. So, I like Rogue One. I thought it was arguably one of the best movies they've made. But damn it, like give me Beckett. Give me like Hondo. So like come on guys. Either way, all right. So I'm off my rant now. Yeah, they did. They really made Bodhi like a last second. Oh, he was pretty important to the whole, he was a defector, and then he basically saved their ability to transmit the plans, yada yada. I don't know. It bugs me, but what can you do? We play their game. It's theirs. So these are the ones that I'm really enjoying right now. Mon Mothma, Chupio, Cassian, K2SO, and don't you even think for 1 second that as soon as I have my next Zeta, it's not going on K2SO. It's going straight on this dude. And you know what? I don't care. I've done the math, and I know the math isn't great, but this dude is a freaking tank. He can really make things miserable for people under Mon Mothma, because he's basically always taunting, just like Cara Dune. And on defense, when you've got two sturdy taunters that have the insane stat sharing that comes from her leadership as well as Chupio, dudes, it's really... Oh, yeah, sorry. Drinking. Sorry, I had a lot to say. You're right, I'm getting parched. Damn, that's good. Yes, so I'm super excited to have K2SO. And here's the other thing. This is what something I've noticed people are forgetting. They're like, "Hey, why isn't K2SO getting crit ever?" And I'm like, "Well, you would think just the 35% chance crit avoidance arrow would make a difference." But people also forget, I know he's new, but y'all, he gives 15% crit avoidance to all rebel allies. He's just offering that on maybe the most overpowered Omega in the game. This is a unique, guys, and it's an Omega. This is crazy. I mean, that might be like, I was really sold on him under CLS at first, but under Mon Mothma, oh my gosh. We ran some numbers. Charlie Boy, I know you and I talked about it today. The amount of tenacity you can build into this team, I mean, you can make them almost impervious. She's got 102% flat tenacity on her kit. And by the way, she also gets bonus critical avoidance. So if I can find a really good speedy crit avoidance arrow with a speed secondary, you better believe I'm going to treat her just like I do BB-8. But I melike, look at this, guys. I only have 2 tenacity offsets, and she's rocking 191% tenacity. It's like, what are you? Is this a joke? No, it's not a joke. And not only that, even with just an adequately tenacity build group, I'm still sharing 35% tenacity to every other rebel ally just from her leader, on top of the 20% that he is giving to every other rebel from the fact that she has as much tenacity. He's giving 20%. Oh yeah, Charlie, I'm treating her like the lovely, sweet lady that she is, and she's tenacious. Let me just tell you, she shares all that tenacity, and I mean, I'm still trying to decide if I want to go full on to some of these others, these other rebel fighters specifically. Charlie, you've really got like a strong Wigs combo, and man, I'm jealous of that. I'm so far behind on those two that like I feel like I want to stick with the Rogue One group here, because to be honest, it's really challenging. The more footage I've watched, and we'll review some in a minute, it's really challenging under Mon Mothma, because you want to kill 3PO first, it seems like, right? Because he's the big damage dealer. He's the one that can ramp up. He's the one that can make you pay with the blinds and the dispels and everything else, right? But you've also got these taunts that you've got to deal with, okay? That's putting a big wrinkle in everything. You've also got Cassian Andor, who is like just loading you up with debuffs and ability blocking, and also every time he gets called to assist, he's got a chance to inflict buff immunity on basic. Buff immunity is one of the more like awesome things that you can have. And here's the thing that I'm really liking about this, especially on offense, guys. Follow me for a second. He's got buff immunity on basic. Mon Mothma, when she summons her rebel trooper, they dispel on their basic. So if you've got a taunting tank, one like Magna Guard or others, you can watch it. It's beautiful, especially ones that have like a regenerating taunt. You get the dispel, and then you get the buff immunity from Cassian, and damn it, if that's not one of the most effective combos that I've seen, like to deal with like those pesky ass tanks that are like always taunting. I really find that that Cassian is going to be, again, to me, I know that Pow and the others are the scouts and all of them are good, but this is like sincerely underrated. I really like the fact that he can lay down buff immunity on basic and really just like stall out a lot of those buff heavy teams, because they're getting dispelled once she summons. And again, that's the other thing on defense, especially if she doesn't have someone to revive immediately, she summons her guy. What's it? Rebel Trooper. That's her first move on defense. And you know, like once he's up and running, man, that's a really big. And this is the other thing I like about this team. Like I do a lot of other good defensive teams. The longer it goes, the worse it gets for you. And the fact that you can't target her, and she's dispelling, and she's sharing all these stats, you really hurt yourself, because as soon as he gets, I know it takes a little bit of time, especially if you don't have 3PO in there to like help reduce her cooldowns, because this is a 5-turn cooldown. But once he's up and running, and then all of a sudden he's giving everyone like armor penetration or defense penetration, it's like, man, you really start paying the price for not being able to get through it. So yeah, prom and then death. Cassian is like the one that I thought the same thing. As soon as I saw that, on like I go through all the basics. I'm like, buff immunity on basic, that's strong. Like there's no way I can overlook that. And then I go look at K2 and I'm like, man, they're obviously have decent synergy. They're not, maybe not as strong as synergy as some of the other duos out there, but boy, if he isn't like a super huge pain in the butt to deal with, I mean, even only at Relic 4, with just a couple of 6E mods on him, you know, he's got a decent, and a stacking critical damage too. This is what I like. Awesome tenacity, and tenacity I think is probably what you want to build him with, because, you know, obviously with his he does more whenever he's not debuffed. So you want him to counter, you want him to have and to do that, you want him to not be debuffed. So all the tenacity that he gains from all the other two, he's basically taunting all the time. He's basically counterattacking all the time, making life really, really not fun for you. So I love all four of these together. If I were to sub one out, it might be Cara Dune. She, even though like she makes it just way more challenging on defense to get through, because just like K2, anytime she attacks on basic, she is gonna be taunting, assuming she doesn't have buff immunity. But she's also, you know, got pretty decent. She doesn't have good damage, but she has good survivability. I don't have her relic yet, obviously, but as soon as I do, I'm super excited to put more tenacity on her, you know, improve these to 6E. She just brings a lot more to the table than I think people realize. And she also cuts out your ability to deal with Empire, having them be, because I would normally think, oh, maybe EP would be a good, and EP is good, but if you give her like the amount of effort she is due, that makes it really challenging. In fact, let me just go ahead and show you guys while we're here. Let me just show you guys some footage of some stuff I've been running with these. Yeah, Potato, a lot of viability. Let's go and look at some of the stuff that they have here. Go to OBS. All right, let's see here. Channel videos. Here we go. All right. There we go. All right, so I'll shrink myself down a little bit so you guys can see a little bit more. I put a lot of videos out recently on Mon Mothma, and this one was this one's pretty reliable, and this is an interesting one. It's not like your standard comp, so don't like expect that to be the case. Hang on here. Wait a second. Pause. Open this in another thing here. Window it. He's learning. Okay, so I put this on double time so you guys can see it. But first of all, look at that. How many debuffs land? Vader lands 1 dot. Vader landed 1 dot. Now, like, that's mainly because we're forgetting that the tanks, they get tenacity up because of Cassian, right? At the start of the battle, Cassian gives all these buffs, which is awesome. So you only have a couple people you can even debuff if you go first, right? So fantastic that's the case. The tanks aren't taking any of that. So I'm really liking the what he does there. We'll talk about his Zeta in a minute, because I'm not certain I want to do his Zeta. His Zeta is really good. It adds protection up. Actually, yeah, let's just talk about his Zeta. Puts protection up on all rebel allies to start the battle, but that's it. Like, once the protection up is gone, it's gone. But it is 20%, so you have to weigh that out. Yes. Hey Blade, what's up, buddy? That's I know that caption. That's a good one. So let's see. He lands 1 dot right on Chupio. Now they've done their 2 main things. Okay, I've already been fractured. I've already been isolated. What do I do now? Well, you couldn't target Mothma, so she's gonna. I have the ability to summon my guy, and then also, again, probably one of the most overpowered specials in the game. The Dispel and Basic. He didn't land, surprisingly, he didn't land any of the blinds. But no skin off my back, because that's not a big deal. I'm going to go straight after the sort of easiest one in my opinion, which is Thrawn. So I go after Thrawn. Now I've got Malik over there that I'm dealing with. Again, this is a different comp, right? It's got like kind of like a hodgepodge of some pretty powerful meta characters. Not necessarily one that I would say is like your normal one, but I mean, look, I've already got him down, And oh, and by the way, this is when Mothma was gear 11. I've got her gear 13 now. This was gear 11. Still gear 11 here. So now what do? Now we're just gonna like dispel. Now we're gonna work on Vader because I need to get that those 3 dots that I have down. Plus, I just don't like him wanting to. I just don't like him going after, you know, everyone the way he does with his special. Okay, so here's what's cool about this, right? I think everyone's seen it and they're starting to experience it. Like, you can kill whomever you want. You can kill any of these rebels. You can kill Chupio and a rebel. Chupio is going to be revived with any of these other rebel allies. She's only going to revive one of these at a time. So if I'm thinking about how to counter this on offense. Oh, and by the way, look. So here you go. Now that this guy's been upgraded, I've got defense penetration. So all these people are going to be doing a lot more damage. And it really, once I get it down to, now again, this is a really tanky team, so just mind you, I'm going to get rid of Traya so I don't have to worry about the isolate. Once that's done, I get rid of crew, and then I just put it on auto because Malik is one of those, he can do a lot of damage and he can hurt you, but he can't do anything against this team. Like, there's too many revives, there's too many dispels, there's too many other things that go on. So that's basically how it works. Now, it is again, I was working my way through this so I could figure out, okay, what's the most ideal way to do this. This is my, I think, first attempt. I was able to replicate this a few more times. But now it's just on auto because there's only 45 seconds left. I've been able to do this now with, you know, more like a minute and a half left, and typically he's not. And all these other good things that you're getting put on him, like healing immunity from Cassian and ability block, those are all very good things, especially once you get him past his 3rd thing. So it was a close sort of a nail biter here, but I've been able to replicate this much more so now. So let's see what else I got. So that's one of them on offense. If you guys have questions, by the way, about Mon Mothma, like I said, we've been doing a lot of testing. Throw them in the chat. I'm really sold on her kit. Yeah, once you land healing immunity, it really is game over. Now, I'm going to show you guys one that I don't even know if I want to. I'm going to because I think it's useful. I think it shows the kind of progress you'll want to make. Whoa, hold on. The kind of progress I think we're making on this. This is against a DR comp. Huge caveat here. All right. Huge caveat. The Bastila is not well modded. I didn't realize that until after I beat it twice. I'm like, wow, that's insane. Why have I beat this comp twice with my Gear 12 Mon Mothma? Actually, it was Gear 11. I don't know what. This is the only screenshot I had. Gear 11 Mon Mothma in this video. Bastila goes down like a sack of bricks because she's modded poorly because the person that I was going against had put their Bastila mods on Rex for the speed and all the other stuff. So she's only got like something bad like 250 speed on this. Standalone is the what? Salamander man thing. What are you talking about? Is that's one of her abilities, Mon Mothma's? Let me look. I'll look it up. So point is, this Bastila is not well modded, but I want you to see just the potential that there is. Lori, for Mothra, I think what I'm going with right now is there's just not a good there's not a good I can't justify a speed set on Mothma. She gets, oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to know what you guys. That's a good question. I haven't used her in the Sith raid yet. So whenever she's in the Sith raid, if she uses standalone, she can't be targeted. I don't know. It'd just be like everyone kind of sits there and looks at each other. I guess I don't know. Good question. Maybe we'll test that out this week. I think we've got a Sith raid coming up. So, but anyway, my point is on this. this should show you just the potential. Again, even though it's a poorly modded Bastila that just crumples like nothing, the fact that she can't be targeted, so you're only gonna get DRs opening fear on one, is pretty powerful, right? This I have C-3PO in here instead of Cara Dune, and that's obviously for a lot of the reasons that what he brings to the Rebels in this type of a setup. I just can't justify a speed set on her because it's only going to give her 11 speed, right? And 11 speed, maybe that's useful in some scenarios. It totally negates all of the like really awesome stat sharing that she gets from all the other types of sets out there, and that's why I think for me, Lori, I'm gonna stick with health and tenacity, survival, but put as much speed on the secondaries as I can. She's really, really slow by nature, and so I would not put I wouldn't put too much emphasis on her speed. If you're using someone like Hoth Rebel Scout, I mean, I think that's a way to sort of get around the lack of speed that she has and maybe some of the other Rebel fighters, because that 40% chance to add 25% turn meter on basic is like that's probably the most compelling thing I've seen. And Charlie, I know Charlie boy, you'd mentioned this this week, or someone had. Once you add him into the equation for a lot of these comps, it's like a totally different team. The amount of turn meter they get and the amount of speed that they get is just insane. I just don't know where I would put him other than potentially replacing Cara Dune. And so once I get him geared up a little bit more, that might be what I do, because they are definitely still viable, even though none of them are like crazy super fast without turn meter gains everywhere. But once you add that in, it's like you've just created a monster. So it's definitely something I'm considering. I'm like I said, I'm really enjoying the overall versatility of the kit. And by the way, again, I know not everyone's going to be going after this right now, going after her kit, but in 3v3, even if you've got her at 3-star, if you've got the Zetas on her, man, she can still ruin people's day with like Cara and Scarif Rebel Pathfinder or another good tank. It's just really difficult because you have no good targets and there's constant revives. So don't underestimate how you really, I think you really need to put in comps. The comps that have like the 0 revive potential, like Gas and Django and Boba and all those are the ones that I know are going to be like even more valuable against a Mon Mothma, outside of just a straight up Traya comp, right? Traya will just mow this over like Traya mows over bugs. But for yes, Blade, that is definitely something I've heard as well. So Lori, the Zeta I would probably put first is the leader. I just feel like the amount of versatility you get out of all those out of turn attacks and the things it can do for all those other Rebel fighters is probably the one I would go with first. But it doesn't mean it's definitely the only one. I mean, I look at it almost like I look at Shak T, right? You look at both of them, you're like, man, that'd be great, but it'd be great with the other one. Like, that's exactly how it is with her. Like, you kind of want both no matter what, but if you're gonna have to order them, I would say probably the leader first, because you'd be able to get a lot of taunts and things like that out with K2 or with Cara, and maybe hide her a little bit before the unique where she can not be targeted. So that's how I would probably think about it. I was fortunate that I'd been saving. I usually don't save my Zetas. I usually spend them immediately when I get them, just like I'm about to with K2SO. So all right, let's look at one more video here on the theory crafting side, and then we will go, and then we'll figure it out from there. All right, so oh yeah, this is a short one. I'll just real quick. Um, everyone said, oh, you could just use Jawas. Well, you probably can use Jawas if you don't have a Chupio in there. that really ruins things. And not only that, it ruins things if you've got a. It ruins things for bugs too. I put both those videos up this week, and you know, I think you really need to have strong, like all Gear 12 plus Jawas to be able to get through this, because if you don't, even though you've got all these, you know, stacking thermals here, as soon as Chupio goes, it's game over. Watch, here we go. Done. You know, like that's really tough to deal with. Let me show you one more here. Hold on, because I think this one is just as funny. Got it from a guy named Rockstar who's in my guild. He's also on my shard. He just labeled the video Clash sucks, which I thought was awesome. So let's watch him. He's gonna use bugs, and mind you, this is a hold on, wait. This is a Relic 6 Spy. Stop. Relic 6 Spy, and I think a Relic 4 Brood Alpha. The rest of them are Gear 12, but I think they're still, you know, 3+, maybe 4 on some of them. So, what I love about this is it's like, it's going well, you know. It's going well. They're doing all the things you would want them to do. You know, they're assisting, they're multi-attacking. They've got, you know, good health and protection. And then it just ends. So, this was the one where I, you know, in opening my beer, I was like, oh, this will be fun to watch. I'm sure it wins, because I in my brain couldn't see a reason why it wouldn't win, right? I mean, look, you just cleared out Kara. All right, now all you got to do is just go after, you just got to go after, you know, Chupio there, or maybe you want to go after one of the other Rebel fighters. So that way Mon Mothma can only revive one at a time. And then you go after, you know, you just, or maybe at worst you think, okay, this just might be a timeout, right? Because it might be a timeout. They're pretty sturdy. Kara's back up, and then okay, I got to deal with now. People forget also what Rally does. Rally is awesome. Rally does the you know, crit avoidance and you know, buffs all these people. Okay, so now we're getting close, right? We're thinking, okay, where do I go now? Not a lot of good options. Go back after Kara. I don't know. She's the weakest. What are you trying to decide whether or not to go 7/7 MM or Chupio or both? If I were to go one first, I would definitely go Chupio first. Contingent 33. Mon Mothma, if you've got both Rosetas on, she's very viable without being 7-star. Chupio, I think, at 7-star is way more powerful. So, all right, we're getting close here to what is the unfortunate and untimely end of these bugs. They're still decently health and like, they're not like dying, but Chupio just doesn't care. Like, he basically just says, okay, I'm gonna. He probably should have used the health and protection there, because what's gonna happen is he's gonna yell, he's gonna mow, and then they're all gonna die. Like that. That's it. They all died. This is like the end of Rogue One. They all die. Everyone dies. I laughed. Really, this is one where I kind of spit my beer out whenever I first saw it, because here, let's. Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 attacks. I would have expected there would have been. I think there's more hidden damage there than they can show, because, you know, he does 5 additional attacks per anyone that's been defeated, and maybe I missed it. Maybe someone did get defeated or not. But either way, it's just game over, right? Even at Relic 5, I mean, especially once at Relic 5 or once you have relics on the guy, he just goes full dirty mode and says, you know what, I'm done with this. See you bugs later. See you Jawas later. Whatever you guys think you're gonna be cute with to beat this, not gonna happen. I think Jawas could happen. Or bugs might have. Bugs are probably gonna be a timeout, even if they're all relicked. I just don't see them being able to put out the amount of damage needed to get through, given how tanky this squad is. So, yeah, like I said, I'm really enjoying it so far. Let me show one more of them on defense. I said this. In fact, I talked to, who was it? Cubs fan Han the other day. He said he asked to publish some of my defensive footage, and so I said, yeah, man, go for it. And he went through one of the earlier versions of it, but you know, like, for real, they're gonna be better than a B+ team. Salamander, I don't even know if you can nest them. I don't even know if they could be nested. I'll show you one example of them being nested, right? I don't know how good this. Pills, are you on the stream? Pills, if you're on the stream, talk to me, because I want to show this footage you sent me. Because this one has a nest. Let me just look at his nest stats real quick. Hang on. Oh, and I've got to start climbing here soon. I'm an hour and 1 minute into my climb. All right, so this is the new one. This new actually worked. It's a weird conflict because it has bounty hunters in it, so I'd like to see how that works with others. All right, this is the one. Oh, this is just straight bounty hunters. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. Let me just pop my OBS back up. Yeah, you guys are seeing this. So this is bounty hunters. Yeah, and this is the same thing. These aren't really well geared. These are mostly gear 12. So I don't know if this is a fair fight. They just can't put out the amount of damage that you need to get through this comp. So I'm gonna skip through it because they end up getting worked pretty hard. This is Finn and some other relic resistance characters. Didn't work whatsoever. I feel kind of bad because you would think it would work. It feels like it should, but there's just no good way to get around the taunts. There's no good, like, there's not enough damage. Yeah, this is definitely one that ended up poorly. Okay, so now we're coming on to the nest one. And again, I don't know. This is when I was, again, gear 11. I hadn't even fully gotten 7 stars on her yet. And I was using Sabine in place of Cassian because Cassian was still gear 12. I tell you what, it's still not easy. This one actually has Han and Chewie and L3. Like, okay, this has some pretty good damage. Han and Chewie, I still think, are only gear 12.5. So again, not as much damage as you would want. L3, I think, is gear 12. So again, maybe if these were all relics, they'd have a chance. But oh, man, I just don't see how you're gonna get through, since you can't target Mothma, and she could just keep reviving people. I think Ness would time out against it. I think Ness is gonna time out against something like this, unless you just really got your damage ramped up and you were able to AOE down Mothma. Maybe, but as you'll see, it ends up in a timeout with just L3 and Nest left, and everyone else pretty much still alive, because you've got 2 rebels out now, but if this was Cassian or if this was someone else, she would have revived him already, right? She couldn't revive Sabine, so it was a wasted turn for Mon Mothma. Instead, she's upgraded this guy, and she'll eventually bring Kara back, and then it's just like, okay, well, game over. Yeah, there's Kara again. Oh, and this is, by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed this. I don't know if this is a bug or not, but you could maybe, but playbook, I don't know if you could. I think there's just way too much health and protection, even for Nest to deal with on top of all the reviving that happens. I don't think they would. I don't think they would beat. I don't think it would like lose, but I think it definitely would be a timeout risk. Hey Pels, is your Nest a Gear 13? I forget. I forget. I know. I see you here now. Either way, Nest against Chase all the hots could really. Yeah. If they've got Chase combo in there, and you've got all, there's still plenty of buffs that are going around. Fatal, you're funny, dude. Salamander, I think you could, but I just don't know. You know, I definitely want to. I would love to test my Relic 3. Okay. It's yeah, Blade. I think you're right. I think if she was just by herself, that might. You know what? Hey, Pills, you're in, right? I know we can't show your battle right now, but are you close to me in the shard, and we can just give it a shot, see what happens. Let you whoops, there we go. Give it a shot. Pills, if you're up for it and you want to try it out, let me see where you're at. Hold on. Session is, oh, whoops. I forgot I logged into my phone. Cheers, everyone. Auto basic probably, unless QPO doesn't have potency, then full auto is probably safe. That's the thing, man. They've got a lot of potency. They've got a lot of everything. Like my Chupio, I've got pretty well balanced. I've got a potency cross on him, got tenacity set on him. I think like I'm trying to like just scale up all the stats. And that's the other thing I was thinking about. Is like you could really max these stats out on tenacity and make them just impervious. I think we were running the numbers. You could make it so where everyone on this comp that I'm running has 235 tenacity, easy. But it might come at the cost of potency and damage and all the other things. It does, yeah. Rally gives crit immunity, turn meter advantage, I think, to attackers. So Rally's pretty legit. All right, so Pills, if you're in and you want to give this a shot, I can throw my. Actually, I don't think I've taken mine out on defense. Oh no, I did. I moved up once. I set mine on defense last night, and I left it. And maybe just because my shard mates are nice, but I didn't move down to I think 15. So, you know, that's a good point, Lori. One of the more challenging counters I was working through, maybe I'll show this one to you guys too, was General Grievous. Just the amount of spamming, you know, at least whenever she was gear 11, gear 12, that usually could take her down, was General Grievous. So you don't have to use WAD on this team. Yeah, I struggle with that. I think WAD adds, could be interesting on this team, but I also think, you know, what removes her ability to summon her little buddy. Oh, I got you. Okay, I see. What with Nest? My bad. Yeah, maybe. I mean, Pills, me 12, you 16. Okay, so let me swap with you real quick. Pills, if you want to put something in there, if the chat, if you guys want to see this on offense versus Pills, and you've got an extra battle or two, we can try something on offense so you guys can see it. In fact, my Karth with what? In fact, I'm going to switch my music up here. Let's go with this. Is my music too loud, by the way, guys? What do you guys just tell me? I can't hear other than what I'm hearing in my ears. I don't know if it's too annoying. Does Fulcrum copy duplicate buffs? No, she copies individual instances of a buff. So no, yeah, exactly. She copies one and then moves. Tell you what. Let's do. What do I want to see on defense? Oh, buddy. Can you even hear it? Yeah, I don't know. There you go. It's loud to me. I don't know if you guys can even hear that? This is just me and my earbuds. No one can hear it but me. Oh, shit. Well, maybe it's just me. I'm really jamming out over here. Yeah, throw your Night Sisters in there, Phil. And Galen, if you're up there, maybe I'll test you too here in a second. Galen's in the chat. I'll be climbing up. Yeah, this is my payout hour, so you guys can see exactly how it looks. So Pills, why don't you throw in Night Sisters and then I'll mow through them. Alright, I'm turning down. Sorry. Hang on. There we go. There you go. Alright, is that better? Sorry. I can't tell these things, it's just like I hear it in my ears, and then I should figure this out. I know. Fatal, you're gonna have to give me a lesson on how to stream. Okay. Alright, Pill, let's do Sisters. Your voice is too low. Alright. Once he's got his sisters in. We will run. We will do the damage. Pour a little more beer. Delicious. Yeah, there's got to be a better way to have some playback on that. Like, there's no like speaker that's like playing back what everyone else is hearing in my face. So it's kind of a little bit of a blind guess. Yeah, I guess you're right. Whatever, bro. Either one. I think Asajj would be the tougher one. I think Talzin's pretty easy, but it's up to you, man. And Reliquary Talzin, dude. We'll give them a shot. Lori, it's very refreshing. Mothma, K2, Zacian, 3 Bacta, Fulcrum. I think Fulcrum is interesting as well. I just worry about the like viability of having another rebel in there, because if you target Ahsoka and kill her, she's dead for good. Like, that's it. Then you can kill others, right? So I'm not sure yet. I think having one, like, maybe a any other self-reviving ones I can think of. I mean, SRP is definitely a self-revive, but he can already be revived because he's a rebel fighter. But from the rebels themselves, yeah, Fatal, Brews and Cruise is good. Yeah, even if you got vodka, you're good. So with rebel fighter, all right. So let's think about it, right? You know, if I'm gonna go just rebel and ignore, yeah, I mean Ahsoka would be good. I'm just not sure yet. I've still got to work on her. I know she really deserves to be somewhere good. Like, you know, like she gets cut out of the Phoenix. She gets cut out of this Mothma team. She can do okay under CLS, but you know, so can any damn rebel. Honestly, I really wish they had a better place for her because she's one of my favorite characters in the game, and I would love to put more energy into her. All right, let's see if Pills is ready. All right, Pills, there we are. Yeah, get that mommy up. He left mommy. That's fine. All right, so let's look at how this will look. I'm just gonna go with what I've got. Right, the Kara one. I think this is a pretty solid counter to Night Sisters. I mean, there's just too much healing, especially against a Mother Talzin. AV might be a little bit more challenging, to be honest. But let's see here. All right, now we've got our Dispel on basic. We're good. Oh, get out of here with that. Yeah, they're all gonna go. Get some stuns. All right, we got some plague going. Get some debuffs spread around. Get a daze going. All right, now it's. All right, mother on mother action. Yikes! Yeah, mommy on mommy. That is a good point. I do like that so this is another example of what we were talking about earlier, guys. Dispel, buff immunity. Now you can get around this freaking piece of crap zombie a lot easier than if you were to not. Right, so okay, so now we're down to, now we can just kind of get after the people we need to get after. Oh shoot. All right, let's go after Daka now. But you guys can see just how crazy like the survival is on this team, right? It's just absurd. Charlie, I don't know if I moved first. I think he might have moved first. I mean, come on. Get out of here with that. Get out of here. Should have maybe ability blocked her there. She might be able to revive now. Come on, guys. Kill her. Get her. Bummer. Alright, I can still get her. That's fine. Alright, let's get the Daka out of here. She's really cramping my style. Dude, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I know. It doesn't matter. Like, it's like I've still got half my time left. So let's do some debuffs. Let's put a dispel there. Let's get some of this down. She's starting to build up a lot more health than I want, which is not good. All right, I'm still so you guys also notice, like it's been a while since I summoned. I had the first move I had was Mommy Mon Mothma, and when she moved, the issue I've had was that. Hold on. There we go. All right, no, she can't do anything. So the issue I had was that God dang. So now I'm just now upgrading. It's been almost 4 minutes. All right, I'm just gonna put it on auto. Bam. Now let's go after Talzin. No, she can't revive, so we're doing all right. All right, so we'll clear her out, and then it'll be game over. So yeah, I probably didn't play it as best I could, but I mean, you guys can see I was never in any danger ever of losing, and on defense, Night Sisters do not work well unless you're using an AV lead. It just isn't gonna. It's just not gonna work out for you. So now I've got it up. Pills. What were we saying we wanted to test? CP. Yes, I have tested 3PO in place of Kara, and that was how I beat a DR team. I beat a Darth Revan team. I subbed 3PO for Kara. So if that helps. It doesn't seem too expensive. Blade, you piece of crap. All right. I'm just saying there are a lot other counters that this works against. I'd say we're close. Yeah, I agree. Like I don't see. The more I've thought about it, the more I like Chupio under Mon Mothma versus CLS. So I really think that he's just got way too much to benefit from the stat sharing of her leadership and his unique. I don't see a good reason to put him with anyone else other than Mothma. I mean, team-wise expensive. Yeah, I get it. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Next Medicare. Yeah, I can test a 3v3 squad. Lori, what do you want to see? If Pills is up for it. Pills, if you want to see a 3v3, I can definitely put something in. Because I guarantee there's going to be people in Division 1 that put the investment into her for this next round. She wasn't ready by this last GAC round, so Fatal, that's a good point. You probably will. No, autos only. Yeah, I like that. That'd be a good character. It'd be funny if they ever added Saw Gerrera to the team and you've got Mothra, and basically like they're just one of the rules is like they just can't be on the same team. You guys like Star Wars lore? That's funny. If you don't like Star Wars lore, then I'm just a nerd. Pills, if you're there, buddy, I will put in a. Again, I don't remember what we were. I've been drinking, so I'm not totally sure what we were planning on, but. Oh yeah. I think we're gonna try Nest Solo. Nest Solo, that's right. Try Nest Solo first. Both ways have to do it. Pills, if you're in, try to Nest Solo my comp. And then we'll go to some sort of a 3v3 scenario if you want. Trupio would be like a mini 3PO maybe. Both players have to do is a 3PO. Pills, try to Nest Solo this right now. Try to nest solo my comp. Or Kira nest. Kira nest was fine too. Yeah, do Kira nest. That'd probably make it a little bit easier. And then we're gonna find out. You're gonna report back to us. It's a bummer we can't try it in the game, but we can do live PvP. Thanks, brother. For everyone that doesn't know, Pills, he's my Portuguese lover. Really great guy. I guess the new hot debate would be whether it's worth working on Mando plus Grief or Mon Mothma. Fatal, man. Yeah, my Grief is stalled out because I've been working on the Rebels, so he's still not quite where he needs to be. But I still think he's great. I bet $20 that Nest wins with Watt. That Nest with Watt wins. I mean, we'll see. It's a like you saw. I think it's not about Nest not being able to do the damage. It's about the dynamics of the team that you can't target Mothma, and she's gonna be constantly healing and reviving, and I get it. I just don't know if she's gonna be able to get through all that in 5 minutes. Potty, please. Here's your pork chop. Yeah. He said BRB as in he's going in. So well, let me look. Let's take a peek. Weapon text. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. That does, like I mentioned earlier, definitely the unrevive capabilities of different kits or techs like that are going to be worth a lot more. Yeah, it looks like he's still. Maybe he did have to go potty. But I agree. I think that things that prevent reviving. I mean, they're obviously built into the kits now for the Galactic Legends, but you know, whether it's gas or you know, the weapon tech or Darth Nihilus and or Django, when someone dies when they have isolation, etc. Give us more watts. Yeah, I know. Some people think they have a tanky stall team with Chase, K2, Cassian. That's 4 if needing 3 Chewbacca on offense for some reason. Yeah, even if you didn't have 3PO and Chewbacca on this team, like if you substituted him out with K2, Cassian, and then you had you know, Scout or something like that, man, I still think it's a huge pain in the butt. I think you're just more at risk of some of those more cheese counters like Jawas or bugs or something like that. So. Yeah. When Watt's kit came out, I immediately thought, I need 5 of these. I agree. Watt was a theory crafter's dream. But is there a solid amount of defensive buffs? There is plenty of deep buffs. There's plenty of deep. It doesn't matter if they're defensive buffs or not. Any buffs, they're gonna, even if you can't dispel, they're gonna roll off eventually, and those that roll off add to the crit damage, Alex. So it's like some of them come off sooner because of Nest, but either way, they're still doing their job of being a ramping up of damage. So there we go. Pills is in. This guy's Relic 3. Let's look at his Nest. See if he's taking my counsel. Okay. 169 tenacity. Nice. Offense. Crit damage. Yeah, this is fine. We'll see. This is a good example. I think the offense from Kira definitely helps. But I don't know. It is a really thick ass comp that you got to get through. Maybe I'll do my fleet while I'm waiting. Really, I hate fleet so much. My face is too big? Is that what you said? I'll shrink myself down. CP. There you go. Alright, whatever. Funny. I change the music up. This is how I feel about ship battles. Can only see your face. Whatever. I'm learning. It's a great song. Who doesn't love Mozart? I mean, Mozart's the man. That's a good point. Yeah, I think the Rebel fleet will look really nice. Yeah, I guess I gotta gear up my Akbar. Oh man, dead. What do you mean dead? Pills? Hold on. Wait. What does dead mean? Let me turn this down. Dead mean like you beat me? They could so they got the debuffs. Okay, interesting. All right, so she didn't have 169 tenacity. She was getting lit up by the debuffs. Okay, hang on. 69 to 59. Not as cool. All right, so Pills, tell us about your experience there. What was the deal? Nest dead last moment. So you actually lost. Like, you didn't time out. You lost. That is, like, sad because, like, I love Nest, but also kind of, like, nice because I didn't want there to be just yet another nestable comp out there. I made it with G8 Phoenix, ungeared SRP Piston. Now I'm not starting now. Hey, Fatal, tell me this. How are your resistance before Galactic Legends? Yeah, tell me that. Yeah, I think I've never fallen in love with ships because there's just not enough theory crafting in there for me, but maybe once I get Rebel Y-Wing up and oh, it looks like I've got some. I can finally upgrade this because he was here 10 until like 2 days ago. Yeah, this is pretty stout. The ship's looking pretty good now. I bet this will be a pretty slow ship, but man. Whoops. Yeah, blinded, no crit avoidance, wasn't even close. Alright, guys. Now you know. You heard it here first. My man Pills. Nest does not work. At least at Relic 3 with decent mods. I don't say decent, I say good mods. Those are great mods. Cassian does have heal block. That probably hurt. Was there a lot of heal blocking going on? Pills? I'm assuming. Yeah, that's rough. That likely would do it. Counterattacks. Oh, her. What do you mean counterattacks? Counterattacks on her? Fatal. Now tell me this: is that whenever someone's blinded, I get that their evade isn't like they're gonna miss. I'm guessing it's treated like an evade, right? On the other side. So if you have an ability that says it cannot be evaded, it acts just like that, like it just ignores it. I did auto basic. She played or counterattacked very little. Oh well, yeah. I mean, I guess there's a daze on. You can get dazed by K2. Did you record it, by the way? If you recorded it, send me the link and we'll watch it. If you didn't, no big deal. Oh yeah, if she gets blinded, she's 50% tenacity down. Can't counterattack. That's a really good point. Something I totally forgot about. That's a really good point. See, this is why we do this. We learn. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to I'm gonna go through my client who's HK. Which one of these do I want to deal with? I guess I'll do this one. I guess this is the one I'll do with my with Vago. His the Bays comp we tried last time, but it didn't work out very well. Let's try this one. Let's try this, guys. GPU is unique with some buttons attached. His unique is insane, and it's an Omega, which is the craziest thing to me. Brady Kits is pretty strong. You guys are awesome. All right, let's try this. Let's see if this works. I gave this a shot last time and it didn't work. I think maybe hopefully it'll work this time. Oh, Baze, you're already dead. That's not good. Ugh. Jeez. Man, my JKR really bites the dust there. I mean, good luck. Ouch. I need to rework my mods on that one. That one used to work. Hasn't been working as well lately. We will try it. We'll just go in with our normal Ray Jedi squad here. We'll do our quick climb and then we'll call it a night. Oh, you know what I did want to talk about? This was a really good conversation I had this week. I had a good conversation about Vet Han and his Zeta. So if you all have an opinion on that, please let me know. Yeah, the auto taunt Y Bays, like normally I've gotten it to work before, but it definitely didn't that time. Normally it's because it triggers the Jedi Knight. Oh, you know why? It's because it's a full first order. I have to focus on non full first order teams with that one. Non full first order teams actually do it does very well, because then Jedi Knight Anakin gets his turn meter and all that fun stuff. Okay, now we get some turn meter. Now Jedi Knight Luke will start doing his deal. Also, how's G9 Ray asking for me? I mean, I guess she's good. I don't know. I'd love to let Gas finally get an ability at some point. He gets stunned so hard. The autoton is important on bays, but again, in a non what do you call it? Full first order squad, he does really well because it gives Jedi Knight Anakin 100% turn meter, which means you can give everyone Jedi's will through the leadership, and then you are like swimming in gold, because at that point, good lord. Yeah, SLK is just such. I think he's way more overpowered than Ray at this point. If I'm being honest. If I'm being honest, he's really tough. Let's get a little date. Oh, no, dodging both of them. Okay. Here we go. Good gravy. That is a lot of damage. Let's kill. Kill! Dead. Alright, cool. I've got 28 minutes until my payout. So let's find out. Let's see how we're doing here. Okay. Rudy. Eesh. Galen, are you still on the stream? It's gonna take me 2 more jumps if I can beat Rudy. I'm one of those slow people that finally got the ultimate on Ray. It's been months, and I finally got it because I've just been slacking off. I'm like, whatever. Ultimate, no big deal. I finally got it, and now that I've got it, I'm like, man, there's a lot of stuff you gotta think about, like timing wise, and it feels like there are a lot of things to consider. You can't just assume you can use it whenever you need. I actually find that it's a little bit better for me to be a tiny bit slower than the opposing Ray, because in fact, if I get really stuck behind a comp like this, I don't know if you guys ever noticed this, this type of a comp, it's meant for timing people out. It's like not fun to deal with. You've got a really tanky okay, so yeah, you've got a really tanky piece of crap situation you got to deal with, and then now I'm already up to ult, which sucks because I think maybe Rudy doesn't have it. I don't know. I guess there's no ult countdown on hers. Ult Ray is stronger on defense because it bugs out and your opponent times that. That's so true. Yeah, no, I would say that's very true. There's a lot of bugging out that goes on with the ult. Yeah, this is just a pain in the butt more than anything. This is one of those like timeout-y type comps that's like, you know, with Watt in there. This is the one that I actually enjoy using Vassal Elite against to do Luke Nukem. But since Vega's Luke Nukem type strategy, I've remodded my characters, and I don't have the type of mods that are needed for that per se, unfortunately. Shared. Oh, you shared? Okay, did you? Where'd you put it? Did you put it in Discord? Let me put this in auto. I think I'm autoable at this point. Patreon video. Okay, yeah. All right. As soon as I get through this battle pills, I'm gonna show everyone the Nest versus Mon Mothma video. And I like that. I'm looking at the thumbnail. I like that you've got me in the corner of it already. Thanks. Copy link. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Where am I at? Here I am. Change the music up. Let's do some. Really hoping I can clear this without having to look at it. Thank you, Pills, for sharing. I will be showing that in this very shortly. You got my... Alright, kill! Let's go, Ray team. There we go. Alright, sweet. And I've got almost more than 20 minutes left to get first. I'll show you how the guy in first is really good. I have to switch my leader up on that. Alright, let's turn that down a little bit. So now we're going to show you the Nest versus Mon Mothma clip from Pills. Thank you very much, Pills, for showing this. Let's watch. Let's see how it goes. I thought it was gonna work. It didn't. Enjoy. Yeah, she's really getting deep up there. There's not a lot of, and they're all full health and protection. That's the craziest part. Obviously now that she's dazed. I'm glad I'm seeing this now, because I definitely, if I found a Mon Mothma on defense, I would have said, yeah, you can nest that. Like, it makes perfect sense. Now, maybe there are variations that it's easier, right? Where you've got, you know, not Cassian and K2, but still, like, I still think it's a really tough thing to counter. man, I mean, come on. The damage isn't even ramping up. You got offense down on there too. Wow, offense down is really crippling in this scenario. If you can't, even if your crits are great, if you have offense down, it reduces your offense by 50%. That's a tough thing to deal with, honestly. So scans back, sees Clash Shadow using paper tankers. Full F. Killing me, dude. What's up, Vega? Welcome. Yeah, the tenacity doesn't matter in this scenario. Seriously. And Tidish Ordo, I'm doing, like, it is a weird thing. I'm doing well in 3v3, but I am actually really excited for 5v5, specifically for Mon Mothma, just from the crafting we've been able to do over the last few days. So we got a little bit more we got to deal with, but yeah, like, Fatal offense down is a really, and that's what's crazy, is there's a lot of characters that give offense down. It's not like it's a rare debuff. Offense down is all over the place, so it's a tough one. All right, cool. All right, so last thing I want to talk about, and then we'll call it a night. It is already an hour and 45 minutes into the stream. I want to talk about quickly. Let me just switch over here. Oops. The Zeta on Veteran Smuggler Han. I've heard a few people debating that recently, and I was fortunate that I actually did. Someone called me out on it, and so I figured I would give a quick, just little lesson tutorial, if you will, on what it does. Give me 1 minute while I put my Discord into the. Maybe I need to hang on a second. Let's get rid of that. Let's add Discord into the mix here. I don't know, it's not showing for some reason. I don't know why. I will fix that. No big deal. But for the meantime, you can look at my face. All right, so I was talking about this. Somebody asked about Veteran Smuggler Han's Zeta, and the Zeta reads, if I may. There we go. .gg. The Zeta reads, Let's get it. It's a very specific and like unique thing, right? It basically says, it does say, whenever Han gains any status effect, he gains 50 armor penetration, stacking until the end of his next turn. Now, that's kind of a nebulous statement, right? What does that mean? Like, one, what do we define as status effect? Two, how, like, what do I think about armor penetration, and what does it mean to do the next turn? There's three things there that have to get broken down. So what I did, and you can actually find this, I pinned this in the Scoundrel Discord if you guys want to check it out later on. But basically, I showed on a higher armor character, like an old Ben, what the status effect amplification means over the course of 2 turns on his basic. His basic has a damage modifier of 2. My Relic 7 has physical damage of 8627, CD of 205.5. Point is, with one status effect, it increases the damage roughly 3%. But you have to remember, if the target is damaged or is debuffed, he double taps, and so you double that, so it's about 6%. Then if you go all the way up to 7%, you go from a 23,000 regular damage on his basic to 47,000 damage on a double tap. That's starting from a base of 17,000 on the basic. 17,000 basic, 47,000 damage on a double tap. So what is status effect? Status effect is anything, whether it's green or red. So he could be buffed, he could be debuffed. Any status effect will increase his armor penetration. And that armor penetration, that 50 armor penetration, has a amplified effect on characters with less armor because it's a flat number. So for example, some character that, I'm going to use some rough numbers here, that has a 50% armor has about 600 armor as a stat flat value. But if I'm him and I'm stacking up to whatever 6, 7 or whatever, 250 out of 600, that's a good deal. But it's a out of 600. If I'm targeting something that only has 35% armor value, that means they're likely at about a 400 to 300 range on the actual armor flat value number. So if I remove 250 out of 300 versus 600, I'm going to have an outweighted effect on my damage against a lower armored character, and he does that really, really well. So I think it's a good Zeta if you're going to be putting him up to relics for your use in Galactic Legends or whatever. It turns him into he's not necessarily going to be a one-shot machine like Veteran Smuggler Chewie is, but damn if he doesn't really make you pay with that armor stacking penetration. And again, it stacks over the course of 2 turns. So to me, I'm going to say it's better than a luxury Zeta, but it's not quite a, like, I must have this Zeta, right? So I put him in that realm. If you're going to gear him up, I think he's worth the Zeta, especially if you run him with a JTR. So that is all I've got for the night, guys. It is late for me. Yeah, well, if you're not going after GLs, that's fine. I relic them before GLs were even a thing back in the day, and I think they're a lot of fun, but that's just me. I'm not sure that I would say Vet Han Zeta is better than Vet Chewie's. Vet Chewie, they're just two sides of the same equation. One is the offensive side, one is the penetration of defensive side, and I think really they're both equally good. One just looks more like, hey, could I destroy this character in one damaging attack, or should I destroy this character in 4 damaging attacks? I honestly think they're probably pretty close to each other. So Anyway, guys, thanks for the support. All of you guys that are on my Discord know I'm always looking for and accepting feedback. If you guys have times or dates or things that make sense for this type of a craft, cheers for all of you who are drinking a craft beer with me tonight. Cheers for the theory crafting that we were able to do. Thank you, Pills, for the support with the footage that you showed us. And man, other than that, I really enjoy this. I will try to, again, keep this up. But love you guys, and I will see you all very, very soon.